Hey everybody, so this is Jonathan and Victor from the NYC Geek Society, and we've just played Uncharted 4 for the first time. We're
Well,
gonna
it
try
just
out,
came out today. We want to say it just came out today.
just came out today. So we're gonna try out a new format, something that I don't believe I've ever seen before. Since Victor and I really enjoy reviewing television shows and movies, we decided to kind of review our video game sessions as if it was like a TV episode. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give like a 10-second clip of where we started each play session, and a 10-second clip of where we ended each play session. And so if you don't recognize those clips, then we might be ahead of you. Also, I'm going to mention what chapter we got up to, since in Uncharted there are chapters, but in other games there might not be. So when I point at the screen, hopefully I will have edited in these clips. Otherwise, I'm completely defunct with iMovie. So this is where we started. And this is where we ended. All right, so let's just talk. Any thoughts right off the bat of what we played so far?
Well, I mean, it's the great thing about it is it doesn't feel like the other games in the story because it starts off a bit different than the other games,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
and now this is a whole. The thing is, they're always looking for something or they stumble across something, but here, um, the story is now got a purpose right from the beginning, which is the fact that Sam is in trouble. You know what I mean? And that's what a
Huh.
problem was with Uncharted 3, that there really was not a purpose very early on. And it wasn't until the last few chapters that all of a sudden there was a purpose, which was saving Sully. And
Yeah,
in the series, in the stories, I think
yeah,
it's best when it's when the purpose is very human
yeah,
rather than just treasure
yeah,
seeking. So already in this part, they show us the bond between the brothers very early on, when they're still kids, so to speak. And then now, right away, the thing that takes Nate out of his domestic life with Elena is the fact that he has to do this for his brother, or his brother is going to be dead.
yeah.
That to me, that's an important purpose right off the bat.
Yeah. The brother he thought was dead.
Right. So he just got his brother back, but he could lose him. Brother could be really dead this time. So I think that's an important purpose.
Yeah. Um, First thing right off the bat is we learned more about Nathan Drake than we learned in 4 games in just playing through the first 2 chapters. And I feel like that was so necessary. And I feel like that there was so much there that I had originally expected to be in the third game, because I remember the third game was hyped up that you were going to delve a bit into the
They just
history.
teased it. They didn't give
Yeah.
us as much as they didn't give us as much as they could have. Everything was just teased.
And yeah, that's just like right off the bat, just going into his childhood and then seeing him in his early 20s and feeling that bond between him and Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And there was so much that I feel like, although you haven't played through The Last of Us yet, there's so much inspiration from what they learned making that game and in establishing characters.
Mm-hmm.
Not just mechanically, which we could go into a little bit too, but um, and then actually just walking around Nathan Drake's house and that scene on the couch with Elena.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I didn't think I could fall in love with these characters more. Like, I felt like I felt like that was a real relationship.
Well, it was a whole expansion on the whole hand-holding scene where you felt very emotional about it. You felt that it was very real
when
because
he's
the
lying
dialogue's unspoken.
he's lying in her lap in Uncharted.
Yeah, and he holds her hand.
Yeah.
That was unspoken dialogue. It was very real.
Yeah.
In the domestic scene here, there was dialogue, but it was very real dialogue. It's any dialogue that that any close couple would go on about.
Yeah.
The stuff they're going about. Even the video game challenge, which was a big surprise.
How did they get Crash Bandicoot? I thought that was owned by like Activision or something now. Is this a hint that they're going to make another Crash Bandicoot game?
I don't know, but that was a lot of fun, especially when he's making fun about the load times.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, that's where Naughty Dog became famous. I mean, they made games before that, but that started the relationship with Sony and PlayStation, and that's where it all started, man. I mean, damn. And, oh man, I can't get over this. And then, like, after we do meet up with Sam again, we see how he escaped the prison.
Right.
It's just like, I kept thinking about, because I remember some critics have said that they felt that, and I don't even know if they meant this as a negative either, but that they felt that the beginning dragged a little bit, or was like, it was a slow start.
This beginning?
They thought it was a slow start.
Slow start?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is all character building, so
that's what I
have no problem with it.
And that's the thing. Like, I was thinking about that. If this was a TV show, or if this was a movie, then I could see this being a slow start. But in my opinion, this particularly is how a video game establishes characters. And it's very similar to how a novel establishes characters. Because since you have that time to do so, I think it's better when you have these just character moments at the beginning of the story and then have it build, which we never really were able to do in this series before. But it's what The Last of Us did flawlessly. So that's again where this feels like it took a lot from what they learned from making that game.
Although really, I feel like, sure, it takes longer than a movie.
Yeah.
But now, sure, how long do we play altogether?
We played from about 8:30 to 11, so like 2.5 hours.
Right. Okay. But everything about it was very cinematic. You know what I mean? We're able to delve into the story, not just the look of it, but the way the scenes were constructed and the acting, which the movements are so fluid. The motion capture is incredible. The facial expressions, the detail on the faces, the way they move, the physics of like their clothing, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, like we were even just when we were walking around Nate's house and just like looking at the bathtub, and like, look, oh, he's got a bottle of Listerine. Like,
well, what I like is him walking in front of the chrome fixtures.
Yeah,
the faucet, and you could see the
reflection of the light,
the shadow moving. It's amazing.
Like, how long did it take them to build Nathan Drake's house?
But it felt like you were really in someone's home. It was really, I mean, it was great. It was so familiar.
Now, the first sort of philosophical question I'd like to throw your way. Why do you think he didn't tell Elena that he was going off with Sam?
Well, I mean, you're going to go off and do something highly illegal? What would she do?
I don't know. I mean, because she's an adventurer as well, and she's been through all this with him before.
Yeah.
And she was even encouraging him to go on this Malaysia thing, and he was saying no. But is that the thing? Does he still think that she would say?
I don't think they're the same thing.
Yeah, well, they're not the same thing, obviously.
I'm not sure what they're alluding to with these guys at the auction they're going to steal from, but I think we're looking at organized crime, which is a whole different ballgame than stealing some stuff from the bottom of the ocean. You know what I mean? Without having the proper permits. So this is a lot more dangerous.
Also, do you think that it would be that it could be? I was thinking that she might want to come with him.
Well, that's another thing. But either way, he's not going to tell her.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't even know. I mean, we don't even know if she knows that he had a brother. He must have told her that.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But, oh man.
So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't tell her. even I wouldn't want somebody to worry. You know what I mean? Even if they know that, even if they assume you can take care of yourself, this is different. I mean, we haven't seen who these people are at the auction yet, but it's not going to be, it's not going to be pretty, and they're going to be scary people.
Yeah, but think further ahead. Let's say that something does happen to him and he ends up dead. What is she going to think? That he just went missing, and, it's kind of fucked up. She won't even know what he did.
They have to kill all of them.
And she'll find out that he lied.
Well, they have to kill Sully, too. They have to kill all of them. So.
I mean, yeah, but she's going to find out that he lied. If he dies, she's
going to find out anyway.
Well, we know that.
Yeah, she's going to find out anyway. They always find out. The characters that leave behind always find out.
Man, but man, that intro is so good. Because our friend Cal was here when we were watching the beginning too, and like we were all just like sitting there waiting for the screen to load. Like, all right, where are we gonna be? What situation is Nate gonna be in? And you just see windshield wipers, and all of a sudden we're on a boat, and you just see his face, and he says, "This is not good. This is just not good." And then you just see that we're driving a boat and people are shooting. Oh my god.
Yeah,
What
that
a beginning.
was a lot of fun. That was a great way to start.
How long do you think it'll take till we get back up to that point? I mean, first of all, that's interesting too that we're doing the format of Uncharted 2 again.
Yes.
Which I thought was lacking, them not doing that in 3.
Yeah. I'm going to assume it's a halfway point, give or take.
Because I think that there's something to having that middle of the story moment, and then you're able to do that slow beginning because you know that it's leading somewhere.
Right.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that works so well for this series or this kind of story?
I don't know, because I guess just because since it is an adventure game series, you get a teaser of what's coming up ahead right away. So as you're going through these establishing sections of the game, you know what it's leading up to already. You know what I mean? And it's a bit of a mystery that has to get solved as you play through the first part. It was a big mystery in Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
Because he's there by himself, hanging there in the train. So here he's not by himself, but you know that something's going down.
Yeah.
They're in trouble. So how do you get there? So that's a mystery that you have playing in your head the whole time, that you're playing these earlier sections.
Also, what I just realized too that's interesting to me, because maybe even that we're not necessarily going after a MacGuffin. I mean, I guess the treasure, quote unquote, is still the MacGuffin, but I don't know where this is going. I don't know.
Well, we never do. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, you could kind of predict, okay, that in the first game he's gonna find El Dorado, and he's going to find Shambhala. He's going to find whatever the thing was in the third one. But here, I don't even know if they're going to find something. We don't know how this is going to end. It's more about saving Sam's ass as opposed to just searching for a treasure. Sorry.
Right, but the thing is that a lot of these clues are always metaphorical. So whatever is in Scotland is not going to be the actual treasure. It may be another clue, but we know it's not going to be the treasure.
That'll be interesting. If they find the thing and it's not a treasure. He even said it could be a metaphor when he was kind of lying to the guy.
Right.
But
so it could be
what?
Yeah.
And then what?
Exactly.
Oh, man. That could be really interesting.
Right. So, yes, we don't know where it's going.
Huh.
Will the treasure be found? Yes. Already, though, this is establishing itself that it doesn't really need the mystical aspect that usually the game has at the end.
Yeah, interesting.
So far, the way this is constructed, it's not even going to need it.
I'm
Already,
just so
the drama is so high
Yeah.
that it's not going to even need that. But we'll see. I'm sure that includes something like that. So we'll see.
I mean, again, I just can't believe that I could feel even more deeply for these characters, you know? And my favorite scene so far is just him and Elena on the couch. How about you? Do you have a favorite scene so far? Favorite moment?
I don't know. I like
What
them
stood
as
out to you?
boys. I like them as boys. You know,
Yeah.
when he tells them he's leaving, and he may be gone for a whole year.
Yeah.
So I mean, I really like that. There was something about that goodbye where Nathan feels abandoned.
Yeah, he was.
And then the tables get turned later, where Nate inadvertently abandons Sam
Yeah.
in the prison. You know, but Sam understands because he thought he was dead, and no word got out that he survived. So I think I like that scene. I mean, I love the domestic scene. That was fun, and that was so well done.
Yeah.
But there's something about that scene between the brothers that I really like.
Also, I love in his house looking through the pictures. I love that water gun shootout that he has in the attic by himself.
Those callbacks when he's looking at the artifacts. It reminded me of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the James Bond film, where he resigns from MI6. Then he goes into his office and he opens up his drawer, and in there is Grant's watch from Russia with Love.
Huh.
He's got a bunch of souvenirs
Huh.
from the previous movies
Cool.
in his desk drawer.
Yeah,
so
I still haven't seen all the Bond movies.
Yeah, because that was the new Bond, so they wanted to call back to the other Bond movies. So in this game, it's the last game in the series, they say. It's the last game, so they wanted to call back, and they did so with the artifacts, which is a nice touch. But that's reminded me of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. So I'm just excited to see where this is going to go.
Yeah.
You know, and we'll see. And this, so far the physics look great. I was a little concerned about the new aspects of the gameplay. The thing about the
grapple.
No, that was fun.
Yeah,
that was one
fun.
of the best things. The sliding and then grappling.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Now I'm talking about having those the little chat icons over the characters.
Oh yeah.
That kind of throws me out of it a little bit.
Huh.
Because the other ones were so purely cinematic.
Yeah, but again,
there wasn't that many things on the screen. So it never felt as much like a video game as an interactive movie, which is really what they're striving for. But now with these icons over people, it takes me out a little bit.
See, that immerses me more as a gamer. I mean, that's also something that they took out of The Last of Us, just because I could see a person and be like, oh, I could talk to them, you know? Whereas, I mean, honestly, in the other games, you never even had that opportunity.
Right. But I wish they'd figured out another way to do it. Because now you feel like you're in a video game, and I never really got that much. I never felt that way that much in the other games.
I mean, it makes it where you don't have to talk to them. That's the thing.
But the thing is, it's there, though.
Right, but they could have had it where, like there were moments in the other games where when you just walk past something or spy someone, then Nate talks to them.
Right.
But here, you could just walk by them and have no conversation, or you have the option.
I know, but the thing is floating over their heads. I mean, that's my only quibble. And I think there's going to be other gamey things that are going to be in it, which we're not used to, like what we know already about the marking targets
tagging.
and knowing where there are through solid objects.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm so curious about, especially because now that we've played it, we see that that's not at the beginning of the game.
Right.
So how are they going to explain that or Are they going to explain that?
I don't know. It'll
I'm
be interesting to
curious.
see. But like I said, that's the only thing I didn't really like was those floating icons over characters that you can talk to.
Yeah, it's interesting because I like that. But that's the thing. That's the thing coming from a gaming
But
perspective.
it's less cinematic.
Yeah, but it's more gaming.
I know, but the strength of the other games was that they were so cinematic. That was its strength, and now I think that's just taken down a notch.
Eh,
Because it's one thing when it's like Metal Gear Solid, and you see that that's always been a part of it in one way or another.
I don't know. It's. It might be something that as a gamer playing it, it's a lot more natural because, like I said, it simulates the feeling of like in real life. If I see somebody that I know, I would have the thought I could go talk to them.
Right, but the thing is
Or I
that there's
couldn't.
nothing floating over their heads.
But that's the thing. When I see that, I don't register it. It's sort of gaming grammar, really.
Right, no, I
When
know
I
that.
when
Yeah.
I see the triangle over the head, it doesn't make me think. I don't see the triangle over the head. It makes me have that urge to
Right,
talk
but
to
now
them.
it's more game, less cinematic. And I
Right.
really think that the cinematic aspect was the strength of the previous games.
It is, but again, it's something that I think if you were more of a gamer, you would it wouldn't be an issue because if anything that as a gamer that pulls me in because I automatically know what that is. It's like reading a word in a book or seeing a note, for music, musical notation. I don't see a G, I just play it.
Right, but I think there are other innovative ways of doing that, where it's not this
Well, like
game
what?
icon.
Do you have any idea?
Oh, maybe some characters are a slightly different color though. They glow slightly as opposed to having something
Why
floating
would that
over
be
their heads.
different?
Because it's the way it would be that feeling of recognizing somebody. So if you're walking down the street and you see somebody, all of a sudden you don't see anybody else. You see the person you know.
But that a glowing person wouldn't take you out of it
Well,
as
let's
much
say
as a
not glowing.
triangle.
Let's say they would be in focus, and everything else would get blurry for a second, so you know you can talk to that person.
But then that would inhibit you from just walking away if they're blurry.
No, it's a second.
I don't know.
To
I
me,
can see
to,
that this is
to me, like I said, if having a icon floating over somebody's head, it's fine. You see
and
that.
then how would you tell people what
you,
to press to talk to them?
you see that. Well, you know buttons to press.
No.
Doesn't tell you to reload every time.
No, but there would need to be that initial
In the
instruction.
beginning, yeah, sure. But you don't need it all the time, do you?
I find it interesting that no matter what, there has to be an effect, but for some specific reason, the triangle over the head is not.
Well, yeah, the same thing. That's why.
Your vision
It's
wouldn't become blurry if you were just walking by a person.
no, not blurry. Everything else you don't
Yeah,
notice.
that's what I'm
Everything else.
saying.
Yeah,
So,
but there's got to be. To me, there's got to be a more cinematic way of showing that, and instead, it's a gamey way of showing that, which is fine. I mean, it works on Assassin's Creed. It worked on Metal Gear. You know what I mean?
hmm.
But I just guess I'm not used to that from what I've seen of Uncharted, which is almost purely cinematic. You only see those icons when you need to do something. That's the only time they appear, and they're usually small and right on the object.
Which is the same here, though.
It's floating above their heads.
It's on the object.
Yeah, I know, but it's really out there. Like I said, it's just adding these HUD items makes it less cinematic.
I don't know. I disagree.
Well, we'll see. As we see more of it, let's see what it looks like.
Yeah.
It feels like Metal Gear. Now,
Well, Metal Gear doesn't do that. Metal Gear has the silly exclamation points and stuff, but Metal Gear is always
that's what I'm
silly.
talking about, or Assassin's Creed, which is great. They're fun, but there's something about knowing things rather than having every single thing shown to you with an unnatural item in the frame. So we'll see.
Yeah.
That's my only criticism so far. But like I said, it's only comparing this game to the previous ones because the other previous ones didn't have that. Now, you get the advent of talking to these characters.
Yeah.
So that's an innovation. But like I said, the way it was done is, I think they if they want to be innovative, they could have done something different, slightly a little different that wasn't so intrusive, and to take away from the cinematic aspect.
I mean, it's interesting because they were the ones that did kind of innovate that in The Last of Us. So it is actually innovative for gaming. But I don't know. For a film goer, maybe it's not as obvious that or maybe it's too
well,
obvious.
it's not a matter of obvious. It's that
maybe it's not subtle
It's
enough.
distracting. Yeah, there's got to be a more subtle way.
All right.
So that's the only thing that takes anything away from the cinematic aspect of the game. And the scenes that didn't have that going on, well, they were great. So we'll see.
All right. We're getting a little tired here, guys. So, all right, this is NYC Geek Society signing off. Hopefully, we're going to be doing this maybe every other night until we're done with the game, or every night if we can, or as often as possible. So, watch our videos, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends. Tell random people on the street.
Tell the dog.
Tell the dog.
Tell the fish. The cats.
Everything. Just go up to every object and tell them to.
Yeah, especially if they have a floating icon over their heads.
Then you press triangle.
And then talk to them.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.